eventually with Cedric Alexander, who's another up and coming star for Ring of Honor for sure. And like you mentioned before, the CNC Wrestle Factory. What did you think when you originally paired up with that team? Because you guys were one hell of a tag team.
I enjoyed it because it was funny because Cedric and I knew each other because we were both from North Carolina. We had never tagged together before Ring of Honor. However, we did a lot of wrestling seminars together, and we used to pick at each other because we had befriended each other, and I was kind of like a mentor to him there because he was just started wrestling. I had been part of it, and we would sit on the side and talk and all, and then we would laugh and be like, hey, we need to get away from each other or they're going to try to make us a tag team because we're both black, And so we would laugh and, you kind of move away from each other because we're like, oh, we're the only two black guys here. And they're like, oh, you guys, you're both great. You should be a tag team. So we just kind of, laughed it off. And then when Ring of Honor calls us and they talked to me about what they wanted to do, and they said, hey, we got this idea of you, this young guy, and kind of, taking them under your wing type thing. And I was like, okay, fine. Who is it? It said Cedric Alexander, and I laughed probably just as hard as he laughed when he heard it. So it was kind of like we knew it was going to happen eventually. And then teaming with him, I'm sure the stuff that I taught Cedric was not wrestling. Mine was more of wrestling etiquette, stuff behind the scenes, what to look out for, taking care of your body, stuff like that. But wrestling with Cedric, I was able to kind of adapt to the newer generation style, because he's kind of the new hybrid breed type, and I was able to learn from him that aspect. So while I was quote unquote mentoring him, I was also learning this myself, So it was kind of like we was able to feed each other, kind of like old school, new class,
Without a doubt, it was pretty cool, to see a lot of your matches because you guys definitely, I guess being the North Carolina boys that you guys definitely had a lot of chemistry together, and you could see it almost instantly that you guys were able to have a good match with basically almost any tag team that ROH put out there. And what good thing about ROH was that they were kind of reinvesting into the tag team division. Did you kind of pick up on that ROH was kind of almost bringing back tag team wrestling?
Yeah, we thought had Ring of Honor had and has the best tag team division in professional wrestling, and for us to have been part of that, we really enjoyed it because to look at some of the matches that we had, some of the teams and what they're doing now, and the matches that we had with them, we always thought we knew we were part of the best, and for us to be right along with them, we thought, hey, that makes us part of the best.
Now, shifting into the CNC Wrestle Factory with Caprice Coleman, how did that actually come about?
Actually, that was kind of by coincidence. Me and Caprice had known each other for a year or two before then. We had done some shows together, and we always joked that, man, if these promoters keep seeing us together like this, we're going to end up being a tag team. And then, we get the call from ROH saying, hey, we want you guys to team up and see how you like it, and, if you guys do well, we'll move forward and blah, blah, blah. And we were like, okay, yeah, whatever. But, we got the booking confirmation and all of that saying, hey, all right, you guys are together, make it work. And we both had the same idea, like, all right, well, you gave us this ball. We're going to run with it till we can't no more.
And I remember you guys had a good match against the world's greatest tag team. Do you have any memories of that match? For the title?
I'm trying to think here. We wrestled them 3 times. You mean the first time, the second, or the third? Which one?
I think this was basically the culmination. I think this was the one I'm thinking of that I saw was the last match you guys had, I believe.
That was in Florida for the tag titles, right?
I believe so, yes. Yep.
That was a really good match. I enjoyed it. The worst part about the match is being thrown off the top rope by Shelton Benjamin. So that was it was kind of surreal in a way that I remember watching him do this to like Kurt Angle and WWE like years before, and then flashback now. Oh wait, he's throwing me off the top rope. This is gonna suck. So yeah, that was kind of cool. But I remember the first match we had with him on ROH TV. I was a complete train wreck because we had just got signed. It was our first actual match under ROH contract. So nerves could not even explain how I felt. I remember there was a point in the match where me and Caprice started getting rolling. We put Shelton down, and I was supposed to go for a shooting star press, a standing shooting star press. So I went for it once and missed. So instead of trying to do something else and, take advantage, I got up and tried it again and still missed. You'll never see it on ROH TV because they edited it out because it looked terrible. I will now admit that, that did happen. And I think I moved on from it. I've, stuck to my guns and not try to do things I know I can't do.